All right. Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles. I'm not even going to try the voice right now. Maybe later. How are you guys doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, you left us for Hawaii, so we should be asking you, how are you?
I am tan for me. I used to get really tan. My head's in a good place. I hopefully fixed all of the map issues, finished writing the entire adventure, and while I was on a plane to and from, and then again last night, as I mentioned. And I'm ready to see what you guys do here. I fixed it so that you guys can be in two different places at once. Before, for some reason, the map wasn't working. So, here we are. When we were last here, you guys had fought some sea creatures, made your way to the island with Karst. You're here to investigate the mystery of the beacon. The beacon on the lighthouse has gone out, and you're trying to figure out just what's going on. As part of this, you've unfolded a secondary mystery around Igan. Igan is the steward of the island. He has three servants that work with him. I think it was Rorin, Darvog, and Chandra. Rorin being the child. They sort of clued you into the fact that Igan sometimes goes missing for periods of time. And sort of coincidentally, the lighthouse went out roughly at the same time that Igan disappeared, so they think there might be something up. You've also heard word that something spooky is going on. Objects move, people hear moaning. Again, all roughly started about the same time as the lighthouse. There's a Sergeant Grimm who commands a patrol of anywhere from 4 to 6 Black Fist guards on the island at any given time. Their only job there is to make sure the lighthouse is protected and stays on. You have yet to see Grimm or any of his sergeants. You've only heard rumors that they exist. You made your way through the keep. I'm sorry, you made your way through the mansion and explored the first floor. I believe, what did you find, Glory? You found some good stuff, yeah?
Yes, I found... Crap. I know that Alexandria had stone, but I had the other thing that was in there.
You found some sort of a light, correct? Some sort of a...
Yes, yes. Oh, it's the light that shines, but it can also, blind people, so I have to be really careful about when I use it and who I'm using it around, yes.
Yeah. So it has an area effect spell attached to it, I believe.
Yes.
Very exciting stuff. I do recall that as you guys sort of pocketed some of the goods from the keep, doors started to slam and chests slammed shut, as if maybe some otherworldly thing was not so excited about you guys stealing from the mansion. Ooh, that's some interesting sounds.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're all good. Then we had sort of parallel. I guess I forgot to mention that while you were sleeping, Dinjarin was woken up by anyone? Good old Chav.
Did Chav come to visit?
So the ghost of Chav visited Dinjarin, and cryptically was just sort of moaned, you're not alone, you're not alone. Sort of maybe giving some validity to this whole idea of other spirit or something else on the island doing some stuffs. You guys did make your way to Egan's room on the second floor. I will share the map. I thought I had already done so, but I'm a moron and did not. I could have been sharing it this entire time. Hopefully it loads faster. They're a lot smaller than they were last time. So when you guys have the map, we will start our day.
Oh, I got it already.
Look at
Maybe
that.
It's my super fast new computer.
Oh, you got the M1. Fancy pants.
Oh, the M1 Max.
All right. So, tell me when you guys got the map, and I'll give you some narrative. And as soon as Milan is able to join, we'll be in good shape from an audible perspective. All right, so, K-Dairy connected. So, Egan's, you guys made your way into Egan's bedroom, right? And a quick glance shows that this 3-room suite, comprised of a bedroom, a sitting area, and a library, are in good repair and look that they've been cleaned recently. The walls and floors are richly decorated with carpets, paintings, tapestries, depict various heroic scenes. It's quite a lovely setup. He's clearly taken the best space in the mansion for himself. So the room is tidy and it appears well tended to, probably by the groundskeepers. Leaving it at that. So, where are you guys right now? We have half the party is in what we call the library, and the other half is in the sitting area. So, Tempe, Dinjarin, Alexander, and Tyros, in this room, you see lots of books. You see someone who's done a lot of research. This large table in the middle of the room, arguably a desk, really shows evidence that someone's been busy studying, researching, doing things. Right? There's maps and scrolls and all sorts of good things. On the back wall, you guys see a bookcase. Again, there's more books and scrolls. Just from looking at the edges of the books, you can see there's an array of subjects from heroic stories to dusty histories. Seems to be a theme around the Moonsea area, as well as texts on theological debates and lectures on law and poetry and books on long dead languages. Everything is well sorted by subject, as if this is something that he uses frequently. In the sitting area, the rest of you, you see a sofa, right? And just sort of visibly on the sofa is a book titled "The Moonsea Cults of Thalios of Tyr." So well lived in room. It looks like he's not a loner. There's a table set up for cards, probably with the Black Fist guards, maybe Grim. Supposedly him and Grim are tight. And there you go. So, who wants to go first? Tell me what you're doing. Your objective, don't forget, is to sort of understand what's going on with Igan and or explore the island, is what you guys had suggested last time.
I want to walk over the... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to walk over to the bookshelf that seemed neatly organized and just look to see if there's anything that is out of place.
Okay, so you see... go ahead and roll an investigation check. Am I rolling that for you? I can't. I saw that you joined. Am I rolling it for you? Or?
Yeah, I can't claim my character, so someone's gonna have to roll.
I can do it. Hold on. I can do it.
You roll that, and then I'll release your character for you. Then, Dinjarin.
Investigation, Dinjarin. Yep. There you go.
And she rolled you a.
Wait, why did he get a -2?
He has a
disadvantage.
Why do you?
Yeah, he has a penalty on his character. Okay, you can claim your character now, Dinjarin. So Dinjarin, you don't see anything obvious outside of on the desk, with a lowly 4. You see some sketches, and that's about it. I mean, you'd have to. I think someone else is going to have to investigate if you want to know any more.
I didn't know if there was a waste bin or like some crumpled up paper or like any paper that has been like maybe it's not thrown away, but it's used pretty heavily. Maybe like it has a bunch of like it's handled a lot.
You're talking in the sitting area, right? Because that's where you are right now.
No, sorry, I wanted to go over to here.
All right, I will allow it. Snagged there. Let's get you over. Oh my gosh, I'm running into a situation where you can't go across there for some reason.
Is it because Alexandria and Tyros are in the way?
No,
or just too fat.
I'll move into the.
It's not.
I'll move into the library.
You think you will, but I don't think you will. Hold on, I gotta see something.
Oh, am I not allowed in there? Dun, dun, dun. I guess the other thing I wanted to know is there's this like fireplace, and I didn't know if like I could see that there's anything that's like a hatch or some sort of like secret passageway. I kind of wanted to feel around as I walk by. So like as I'm walking through the room, I'm touching things and poking things that look like it might move.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I think I've got this figured out. There's an artifact from before.
That's a cool fireplace. It's got like a dragon's head or dragon skull.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys do me a favor and try to move again?
Yes. So like
I done fixed it. All right. Okay, so you were looking for a crumpled up thing. So so that's Tyros is in there, and who is this? This is Glory. You wanted to go in there as well, right? Pop you in.
Yeah, but I'm also touching walls and stuff, like so, and like poking things because I'm looking to see if anything is out of place or something that's been, you know.
We'll roll an investigation check.
Okay, I can do that. Loading. Oh my god. Why can't I roll properly?
You're not finding anything. As a matter of fact, the clutter on the desk is confusing you. Yeah. So you're not finding anything. You're just seeing books. Your brain isn't like sort of connecting what you're seeing with anything valuable. That roll is just way too low.
Well, if anybody else,
so yeah, do you want to give it a shot?
Brain fog.
And then
I'll give it a shot.
Tempe will as well.
Oh my lord!
Maybe poke the walls.
All right, investigation for Tempe. Oops, wrong one.
They're all doing that. I'm gonna go sit over on the couch and be like, "Well, you guys got this handled. This is too much for me. I'm just gonna sit and relax."
Clearly.
Okay, here's Tempe's roll.
Oh, sorry, I just did Tempe's as well. I'll take yours.
Yeah, say like that's mine. So 9 will get you enough just for some obvious things. So Tempe walks over to the table and shuffles through some things, and what he finds is a sketch of a shrine. It's just a loose piece of paper, and you're not exactly sure. You're not exactly sure what this means, but I'm going to add it to his inventory. There's no notes. There's nothing else. It's just a sketch of a shrine. On this sketch, it seems to be there seems to be some sort of a sea creature, maybe something with tentacles. And the only word that's written on the entire thing is next to that statue, and it just says, Jade Idol. That's it.
Oh, what color stone did Alexandria pull from the thing?
I don't know which thing you're referring to. So Dinjarin, you walked over to you're sitting on the couch?
The couch, yeah.
All right, so you pop over the couch, and where'd you go? I got you stuck in a wall. You walk over to the couch and, like, legit sit on a book. And this book is...
Can you share the map with me? And
Yep.
I say, what the hell is that?
So it's the Moonsea Cults by Thalius of Tyr. It's completely written in Thoras, which is an ancient language. It's a derivative of Common, so you can sort of piece things together a little bit. What you sort of suss out is this book details various ancient cults and their religious practices, and it comes complete with detailed sketches. So let me put
if you
that
want,
in.
I can hold that for you.
I knew that was coming. Let me put this in your inventory. The Moonsea Cults by Thalius of Tyr. Right? And interesting, like when you put that in your bag, Dinjarin, you sort of expect something to fall off a shelf or rattle, and nothing happens. So putting this book in your bag did not seem to anger the spirit. What else we got here? Go ahead and roll. I need you to roll an investigation check, Mr. Dinjarin.
All right. Give me a minute.
See if you can beat a 4. Barely.
Barely.
Yeah, so you look around and you reach, you sort of run your fingers along the sofa, and even with a measly 7, you find another book just sort of sticking out of some of the cushions, and it is a book that is called New Age Cures for What Ails Ya. It's a modern book on potential curses and how to counteract them.
Oh, that's cool. Man,
Do you want to keep
I'm just
that?
relaxing, and I'm hitting the jackpot. Yeah, I'll keep it. Let's throw it in my. You never know.
Right, it's there. And then that roll didn't find you anything else. And again, you put that into your bag, and sort of nothing happens. Roran and his mom are, during your guys' sort of investigation, are just exchanging back and forth, like, honest opinions about each other, and what it's like to be a child of Chandra, and what it's like to be Roran's mom, like this ongoing conversation. That truth serum is, like, in full effect between the two of them. Stefanos, are you doing anything while this is all going on?
I wasn't planning to.
Alrighty. So Dinjarin's on the couch. Stefanos is right inside the door. To her left is a hallway with 2 doors on the southern wall. Alexandria is sort of midway between the 2 rooms. Eyeing the cards and coins on the table. This brings us back to the people in the library. So you've searched the north wall bookcases and you've searched the table. Did you want to investigate the south wall bookcases?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Yeah.
I'll turn around and investigate the south wall.
Or like any boards that are creaking, or any kind of like.
All right. Roll your investigation and sort of see what happens. You can all roll them at the same time.
Should I move first?
No, it's mostly theater of the mind for this stuff.
Come on.
There we go.
Dang it.
I'm not going to bother rolling Tempe because you guys searched. So, you're finding you're not finding anything too interesting that you couldn't find at the library. It's a lot of research materials. You can see on that scroll, you can see sort of a map of the keep on the table, and on this back bookcase, you're thumbing through books, and you come across a book named Rich Rogue, Poor Rogue, a famous financial guide, and and you pull it out, and it's sort of hollowed out, and out of the bottom of it falls a small pouch. Inside the pouch,
Glory nabs it.
it's just a simple gem. It looks like, the pouch gives, the pouch makes you feel like this was full of more wealth at one time. Perhaps Igan, has been using these funds to buy the research materials and maps he needs. Maybe he's a frequenter to the business center in the harbor district of Flan, and snagging up books, because this is a well-stocked library of scrolls. So, what falls out of this little pouch is a gem. It's your Spidey sense says it's probably worth about 1 gold. So not a super valuable gem, but it's a gem nonetheless. And that's all. That's everything else that falls out is like sort of dust and lint, and things that you find in a bag that has contained stuffs.
So I've got a question. This gem, would this be considered part of the treasure that's on the keep that people are looking for? Like, I'm wondering if things are just sporadically hidden throughout the keep.
Potentially. So the fact that this was purposefully hidden leads you to believe that this belonged to Igan. And can you roll an insight check for me?
Yeah. I
almost forgot to roleplay.
Not a very good insight.
Not a very good roll. You're unclear. The only thing that 7 is going to get you is sort of this sort of remembrance of a conversation you had. Your mind sort of wanders back to the beginning of this adventure, to the conversation you had, at the business center with your liaison that got you the tickets to come here, and she said.
The deal, though, means that you do not take anything from the keep.
And with that, I had considered putting it into my own pouch. And with that memory, I put the gem back into the pouch that it came from, into the book, and then back into the shelf.
Awesome. And so you as you're placing it back up on the shelf, you feel this light breeze sort of like brush across your cheek, in a sort of a pleasant, satisfying way. So you didn't. You're not going to pocket that 1 gem, that one gold piece, but perhaps you have some goodwill.
Karma's looking out.
You feverishly investigate. Everything else. In this area. And for your 20, I'll give you the entirety of the room. You're not finding really anything else significant, although you do eyeball that book that Dinjarin picked up, right? The Moonsea book, and kind of feel like that might be important later.
Is there any way we could kind of like ask the mom if her son recognizes anything interesting?
So you pop out into the into the little sitting area where you as you approach, you hear the mama saying, Roran, just be a good boy. So ask away. Who are you talking to?
Oh, I just to both of them, because I don't want her to feel like I'm singling out her son for some strange reason. But what's the kid's name again?
My name's Roran.
Kid.
My name's Roran.
Roran. Sorry, my nephew's name is Soren, so I always get.
Soren.
Yeah, anyways,
That's a dumb name.
that's my nephew.
I don't know why I said that.
Any-
It just came out.
So is there anything in
Mind
this
your manners
room
there, Roran.
that-
Mind your manners.
Is there anything in this room that seems interesting, or something that was used, or it seems out of place, or maybe something interesting to you because of your history with this room?
Oh, it's all interesting to me. All interesting. I love the sketches he puts on, in his books. He's always drawing treasure and shrines and maps, and it's just, the books I know are interesting, but I'm not good at reading quite yet. I'm doing my best, Mom. But I do love his sketches. His sketches.
Thanks for that.
I'll keep my nose clean. All I do is clean the rooms and bring him food. I don't find any of this interesting. I think we should keep to ourselves. I think that's what's important. Keep your nose clean, keep to yourself, and protect your family. That's what's important.
Hey, Runton. That's your name, right? Runton? Yeah, but kid. But...
No, it's Roran. What was your name again?
Oh, Roran. My name is Dinjarin. But
okay, Dumjarin.
I was just curious. What would you say was Egon's most prized possession in this whole area? What was the thing he coveted the most out of everything in here? Would you know?
He spent a lot of time with that book, that Moonsea book. I know. I don't know that he coveted it. And covet means like, right?
Sure.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, good. Because, I'm not the brightest child. I don't know why I'm telling you all this.
Hey, that's something we have in common.
Yeah, so he loved that book. He hated I would hear him mumbling these damned ancient languages, and it'll be the death of me. Someday I'll have the money to hire a cleric, is what he would say. Because he did not like doing it. But he spent a lot of time, I think he coveted the knowledge. I think he just loved, learning. And, when he talked about treasure, his eyes would just get kind of weird and sort of take him away. So I think he liked solving the mysteries. He would tell me stories of the treasure on this island and how no one's found it, and he's going to be the one.
Well, I think we're done in here, guys. We could probably daddle.
All right, so you guys are feeling pretty good. As you say that to Dinjarin, Chandra, says,
"All right, well, if you don't need us, I need to clean the rest of the rooms on the floor. We haven't had visitors in a while, but I don't want them to get dusty and musty, right? So I like to keep them tidy."
Oh, and hey, Melon, I just noticed that you joined. Woohoo! All right, so now you're armed with, some sort of a sketch of a shrine. And can you all roll an insight check? We'll have you guys sort of gather in this room, in this middle room here. Ooh, Tyros rolled a decent roll. Not to be outdone, Stephanos beats him by 1. So as you guys sort of discuss what you found, the sketches of nice job, Alexandria. I'll give you even more. You see there's a sketch of Sokol Keep, right? And you as you guys are discussing what you found, who has the sketch? Is that Dinjarin? No, is that or Tyros? Who has the sketch? Tempe. Yeah, Tempe's talked about sort of where on the desk it was, and Alexandria, you start to connect that the shrine and the map were sort of bundled together, and as I mentioned, there's sort of organized chaos, right? The books were all sorted and whatever else, so you sort of piece together that that he's connected this shrine, this drawing of a shrine with this sort of jade statue in it, with this map of the keeps. So there's something connected there. Dinjarin, you volunteer, you volunteer that you'd found this book on ancient languages. So you start to sort of unpack that, like, there might be some more to what's happening. As you guys start talking about all this, Chandra is listening. She hasn't quite stepped away yet, and she just asks a simple question.
Are you going to fix the lighthouse while you're here? I believe that's what brought you here, right? I love a good mystery as much as the next person, but you've got this lighthouse that is not lit. It's dangerous.
Yes, definitely. That is the reason that we're here. We are coming in to investigate why it's gone out, and hopefully we can get it lit again, so that the town of Flown can prosper.
So she seems satisfied enough, and she sort of grabs Roran by the back of his shirt collar, and the two of them sort of disappear, down the hall, and into one of the rooms to tidy things up. If indeed I did fix it. So, if anyone ever happens to be watching this, which I doubt they will, and they're running a Fantasy Grounds game, know that if you create maps with walls on 2 different levels, even if you turn off that layer, those walls still exist. That's why you guys cannot walk through things. They had the walls for the first floor and the second floor at the same time. Bummer. All right, back to the role-playing. So you guys are now in this room. Feels like some interesting things are happening. You've got an island to explore. You've got a lighthouse to fix, and you've got a mystery unraveling that has something to do with the keep. What say ye? What's your next steps? Talk amongst yourselves. I'll have a drink of coffee.
I think we should head over to the, maybe just start walking towards the lighthouse. If we see anything on the way that's let's, take a detour around the whole island, we can adjust, but I think we should start heading towards the lighthouse. What do you guys think?
Oh, agreed.
All right.
Okay.
I
don't think there's anything...
Good.
There's nothing that I think we need prior to going, right? Weapons of mass destruction.
All right, you guys are going to come out the door. I'm popping you guys. I shared the map with you. Popping you in. Dinjarin. Glory. Stefanos. And last but not least, Mr. Tempe. All right, so you guys find yourself, outside, sort of a light mist crawling across, across the island. You hear birds chirping. You barely hear the lapping of the waves on the shore. You guys are on sort of the southeast part of the island. You see trails, actually not from where you are. So you'll have to move out. Let's assume that you moved out. You'll see trails sort of along the beach off to the west. And then another trail that sort of heads north, just north and then sort of off to the west into the inner island. A path also will take you directly into the west tower or the east tower. You can also enter the keep and through the gate in the south of the west tower, and go into the lighthouse area. You still see the boat down there from where Karst deposited you. Looks like it's been sort of cleaned up and repaired. It's sort of just waiting for your departure. It's a beautiful day for adventures. I'm going to unlock... I'm unlocking tokens. Feel free to move about the cabin. So position yourself. If you're going to go the beach route, put yourself on the beach. If you're going to go the inner island route, put yourself on that trail that heads straight north. And if you're going to go to one of the keep areas, move yourself to whichever keep you're going to go to. And you can either move as a group or break things up.
might be good to break it up.
Yep.
Or keep it together. So,
Well,
wait, so the lighthouse is the big circle one at the edge, or is...
Yeah, it's the big one on it's the largest of the circular buildings. Let's give you a little narrative here, right? So Thorn Island's not a big island. You know, you can explore the whole thing in maybe a couple of hours, barely breaking a sweat. I see my typos and it just bugs me. You see two main paths, one heading along the coast, the other heading inland. Both seem to, you know, be losing the battle for foot traffic in nature. You know, I'm guessing as the tourism has sort of died down and as they've gotten tighter about who can go to the keep, there's less and less people on the island. You know, you sort of lick your thumb, spelled wrong, needs a B, and hold it into the wind. And you guys decide to head. And, you know, you're sort of looking around and sort of which way is the wind blowing.
We have two options. We can either go...
You have three options.
Go ahead.
Well, you have three options, right? All right, let's pull you guys into... I wonder if I could do the whole...
Do you remember... does anyone remember what Runton said was the tower that Igan spent the most of the time in? I think it was the East Tower, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone remember?
Yeah, So Igan spent most of his time in sort of two ways of what you've learned. He did a lot of exploring of the island, right? So he did wander the island quite a bit. And when it came to towers, the tower that he spent the most time was the East Tower, which is the one on the east side that sort of overlooks the cliffs.
I think I'm going to go check out the East Tower. Sounds like there might be some fun over there.
All right, move yourself.
Are you going to go inland?
Move yourself onto the East Tower.
Before Dinjarin goes, Tyros kind of nudges him and gives him a look, and it's like, remember, we can't take anything. We got to keep anything that we find, any treasures we have to keep here.
Yep.
I just look back at Tyros and go, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what you've learned is that actually roll an insight check again out here. Now that you guys are having this conversation again. Tempe, good job. All right. That's awesome. I think you guys have so, you know, you guys are really sort of discussing what's happened thus far and what you've learned and what you've heard. And sort of the dots that you guys have connected is like, yeah, don't steal their stuff, right? Don't steal treasure, don't steal items and goods. But it seems like reference materials, things that will help sort of solve the mystery seem to be fair game. It seems like you're kind of okay picking that sort of stuff up. But, you know, basically robbing the mansion is probably not a good thing, right? And, you know, Tyros, you know,
books.
Yeah, and so, you know, you keep thinking about the conversation, and, you know, she's a business person, so, like, what she's basically saying is do not do financial harm to the mansion, is that, like, sort of how she's wired. You're sort of good to go there, right? So, awesome. All right, so I've got one person's going right now. Dinjarin's going to the East Tower. Move your characters just roughly in the area that you want to go, so we can figure out how to divide things up.
I'm gonna head down the beach and see if I can find anything down here.
Okay, so you're gonna go on the beach path. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Stephanos? Looks like she's going to hang with Dinjarin. Is that right?
Oh, actually, I can't remember where this path was leading to.
So the path you're on. So there's three places that you can go. The keep. You can go to the inland, or you can go down the beach. And Tyros is heading down the beach. Dinjarin's heading into the East Tower of the keep. So in the keep, there are three places you can go: East Tower, West Tower, or the lighthouse. So
I think Tempe's going to check out the West Tower.
Oh.
Okay, so Tempe's going to the West Tower.
I want to go there. Sorry.
And Gloria's going to the East Tower. And Tyros is going... Alexandria, and I'm going to take you guys toward the beach proper. You guys are going to head down the beach. Tempe's going to the West Tower, and Stefanos, all I need to know is where you're going.
Can I go to the lighthouse?
You absolutely can go to the lighthouse. So you're going to go to the lighthouse. Okay. So this is, I just need to make sure I have this reference properly. So you guys are seriously splitting up, which is awesome. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this in order. First, we're going to do the beach bit. All right, so exploring the island coast is what you chose. So let me grab that and load a map for you. Loading the map. I'm loading the map. So exciting, I'm loading the map. It's my load the map song. And I'm going to share this. And I think the only people who should be able to see it will be... who's going there again? It's Alexandria.
And Tyros.
And Tyros. All right. And I'm sharing the map. So the rest of you will just probably see a black map. And tell me when you can see the map.
I can see Alexandria and myself, and then we're hovering on fog.
Yeah, just click your character.
Same.
Yeah, it's still just fog for me too.
Oh, let me look and see if I
There
have
might
it.
be some stuff might be loading. There's 2 question marks that I see in the lighter fog.
Oh, okay, yeah, the question marks are it's the map is loading. So I'll give you some narrative while this is happening. Boop, boop. Thorn Island is a blend of harsh coastal cliffs and beautiful sandy beaches. The mist makes it tough to see clearly. However, your footing is solid enough given the slight path on which you find yourself. To the north, is the inner island, and to the south are some cliffs meeting the sea. You can't make out what's below without getting a bit closer to the edge. So as soon as you have this map loaded, I'll be delighted, and we can play this map. I'm going to go ahead while your maps are loading. Tell me when they do load.
Getting there. It's in black and white.
Oh, did you click your character yet?
I did.
And still no map?
It is a map, but it's black and white.
But you are seeing the map, though.
I'm getting close to it, yeah. There's a really cool, what looks like an entranceway.
Okay, so you are seeing so. Okay, so yeah, if you guys move closer, then I can open up. I can open this up. Let me see. I want to make.
Is this a really steep cliff? I feel like I'm sort of looking over the edge, but I don't know how far down I'm looking.
You are looking over the edge. So now that so you're close now to the edge. Let me move you guys both there. I will open up. So now that you got close to the edge, I can open it up and you can sort of see more.
Yeah, it's an entranceway from the water.
So what you're seeing, what you see when you look down across the way, so you should be able to see pretty much the entire map now, right? You see this sort of giant statue with this sort of opening to the sea. You see that the tides are up. The tides are in, and you see some beach. So it looks as if maybe, maybe you could walk in the water. It doesn't look very deep, like maybe knee deep, ankle deep at places. Completely open. You see what looks like. Well, I'll give you the real narrative. The cliffs seem, too steep to climb. But as luck would have it, you see a series of ladders opening a path to the sea below. So there's a series of ladders on various levels of the cliff that make their way down. The tides are out, so the water seems shallow enough to traverse, maybe knee-deep at its steepest point. I don't know why I just told you guys all this from memory when I had written this narrative with all the typos. You see areas of beach from time to time, but with the but when the tides come in, you'd clearly be underwater. So it seems like when the tides are in, these entryways are probably not traversable. Sort of along the cliffs, you see what appear to be 3 statues carved into the wall, each towering above an opening. These seem far older than the keep itself, and you wonder if you've discovered some ancient pathway to treasure. An abandoned ship has washed up on shore. It's unclear if it's seaworthy.
So I'm not able to see the ship or any of the statues. I can see the ladders. I'm assuming that's just kind of theater of the mind.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see what we got going on here. Ambient light. No, I mean it's all here. Sunlight. How's that? Is that better?
Ah, there we go. Much better. Okay, now I can see the whole map.
Yeah, it
Why
helps
do
when
I get the sense we're going to need that ship at some point in time?
Well, you don't know if it's seaworthy yet.
Yeah, it looks like it's beached on some rocks. I don't know if the ship is damaged.
All right. So
Are you
what's your...
seeing this, Alexandria?
So you guys are seeing that, right? Now I'm going to go back to.
By the way, I can also see this map and everything. I don't know why.
Because it's shared with. Because like you can either share with the team or not, right?
Oh, got it. So it's not like you could share with just like 1 or 2 people.
Exactly. So now here we are back. We're back on Thorn Island. Toggling back to that map. You see, Tempe is in the west tower. Glory and Dinjarin are at the east tower, and Stefanos, we're going to do you next. So let's take a look at that lighthouse. So let me load that map for you. And Stefanos, I will put you in to the lighthouse. And you are solo. So Stefanos, let me drop you in. All right, so you come in the doorway right about there. So here's some narrative for Stefanos. The tallest tower of the keep is located at the southern end, right at the edge of the water. It's a slender round tower, about 80 feet tall, consisting of 3 floors, with the upper level part being sort of open space with a staircase running along the walls to the top. Originally, it was a simple watchtower, but when the House of Sokol took over the place, they refurnished it as a lighthouse. So the room that you enter into is what we'll call a sitting room. The room is more inviting and cozy than you had expected. It's outfitted with a table for meals and kept clean by the servants. Clearly, Chandra has done a good job. Bookcases line the walls, filled with casual reading for the Black Fist guards. Someone has pulled a chair next to the fire, perfect for a little downtime. There's no sign of the guards. So if you want to know anything else, I need you to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an investigation check. And am I able to find out what books line the walls, or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation. It's all part of the investigation check.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you investigate the entire floor. I think that'll just be more efficient for you.
Yep.
13 will give you some decent insight. So the books are literally like Pulp Fiction. These are, think about like waiting room books, right? This is just to keep the blackguards entertained. This seems to be where the blackguards probably hang out. Their contingent, their contingency is really being part of this tower and keeping the lighthouse on. The fires are going. It looks like Chandra's kept the place pretty clean. You don't see any evidence that they've been here in the last day or so with your investigation. As you move your way across, down the hall, you see that there's 2 rooms. One to the left. I'm sorry, there's 3 doors. To the left, to the right, and down south. When you open up the left-hand room, you find yourself in a bedroom. And again, I'm going to use your investigation check to give you sort of cursory. If you want to go deeper, we're going to have to roll another investigation. But this bedroom is well lit and clean. It looks as if the room is sort of a regular occupant. 13. On sort of the nightstand is a note. Okay, so that's what's happening in that room. In this room over here, and I assume that you guys can all see this, so that's all good. You pop into the door to the right. It's a kitchen. What's interesting is just before you entered this door, it sounded like there was someone in the kitchen mourning. You expected to see, Chandra or someone, but you find the room empty. She's clearly been here recently as the beginnings of a meal are being prepped. You wonder if it's for the guards, who seem to be nowhere to be found, or perhaps it's for you. The room is well lit and smells of meals to come. There's a door on the north wall leading to some sort of a pantry or storage area. In part of your investigation, you pop open that door, and you go into the pantry. The storeroom's is small and it's unlit. There's foodstuffs, ale, other goods line the walls, and the walls are filled with crates and barrels. Like, there's really nothing else exciting here. That's the main rooms. You know that the doorway to the south leads to the lighthouse stairwell. So I'll put you back in the middle. You can ask anything you want.
How do I go about reading that note on the desk?
I need you to roll. So you found the note. Okay, so you found the note, so you can just read the note. Do me one more favor. Do a special investigation for this room. Just roll your dice. And you want to get an 8 or more, which is pretty doable. Okay. Except it's not. So you pick up the note, and it says, I found it. When you return from the city, come find me. There's plenty of places to sit. Igan. So that's the note. It was in plain sight. I'll give it to you. Roll an insight check. Good enough. Piecing together what you've sort of already learned, it becomes clear to you that this is probably Grimm's room. This is the room he's claimed for himself. He's there regularly enough with the guards that this is sort of like his place. So this note was from Igan to Grimm. You'd heard from the servants that they were very chummy and friendly. And you start to sort of think, Stephanos, that maybe they were scheming on finding some treasure. There's your insight. Before you move any farther, I'm going to close you down and move to the next group, which is the East Tower. East Tower. So that would put us... Or do you guys want to do Tempe first or the East Tower? It's up to you.
I'll do East Tower.
East Tower. And you and Alexandria should sort of decide, you guys don't know, theater of the mind, guys. You don't really know what these other people know, even though you do know it. See here. Load. Share record. And tell me when you can see it. This is Dinjarin?
And me.
And Glory, right?
Glory.
Glory. The power couple.
I can see it.
Awesome. All right. So you guys pop into the East Tower. The East Tower lies directly to the east of the mansion and is part of the old keep. It towers above the sea on the eastern cliff side of the Thorn Island. What you walk into is an odd room. So the East Tower is sort of now used to store furniture. The thick layers of dust and cobwebs make it look like nobody's been in the tower for years. Roll. Hold on, let me see something. Okay. Roll an investigation check. Uh-oh, we lost mushrooms. 13, decent enough. 12, not so good, but decent enough. So you guys notice, there's a bunch of chairs, piled up against the wall. And this is, your first instinct was, no one's used this room for quite a while. Oh, her Wi-Fi died, so she'll be back. But as you sort of look around the room, you notice that like there's some scuffs on the floor that sort of tell a different story. Seems like there may have been some activity here recently. You see a bunch of chairs stacked up against like a room divider, which seems a little odd to you. Down south, man, so many typos. Scattered on the table are some notes. Most make no sense, but what you can pull together starts to unravel a story. So it looks like this is possibly some of Igan's notes, so he's maybe been here. Before the destruction of the keep in 1306 DR, during the Dragon Run, DR's Dragon Run, the whole of the East Tower was filled by a vast library. It would be over 180 years later when the child Igan Sokol would stumble upon the place while out exploring and fighting imagined pirates. Fantasizing of hidden treasures, Igan kept the secret to himself instead of telling the rest of the family or the servants of the keep. As an older boy, he would read some of the ancient books within the tower and worked in secret to restore some sort of a shrine. So that's what you guys see there. Similarly, you see a door off to the east. Your investigation lets you pop in there. Bloop bloop. Bloop bloop. This seems to be a sleeping area, and it's dark and dank. It smells earthy. Oh my god! Someone needs to do I need a content writer. It smells earthy. This is the first room you've come across. It doesn't seem well maintained or used. Perhaps the guards drank here. There's many empty bottles that litter the floor. There's really nothing of interest here. Anything you want to see in this area before I move you? Going once, going twice. And your final bit of investigation. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just want to look on the floor again just to make sure, it doesn't seem like anything has been moved like we kind of noticed in the other room.
Roll an investigation. You are the least Scooby of the entire crew. Hey, there's some Scoob. You got a 20. Nice job.
Sorry, I rolled insight by accident. I grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, let's do that again. 15. That'll get you. This room is just nasty, man. The chests are empty. The beds are unclean. It's littered with trash. The door to the south leads to the the tower. We'll pull you in there. I'll pull you Glory in there too, since we're giving the tours. Another dark, dank room. This one appears to have been used for card games and drinking. On each window is a telescope. This leads you to believe that it may have been used as a lookout. So with your investigation, Curtis, you sort of get this idea that, maybe this is a good vantage point to see sort of what's happening on the island.
I was going to ask, can I look through the telescopes and see if there's anything that catches my eye?
Absolutely. Roll a perception check for me. Not perception. An investigation check. You'll get some stuff for free, but I may give you more.
Give me the free stuff.
You get the free stuff. You look through the telescope to the right, and you see the sea on which you traveled, and then off in the distance you see the city of Flan. This island's close enough to be in sight of the city. You swear that you smell the scones from Madame Fiona's as your telescope passes across her establishment. You think to yourself, Fiona's tea kettle or the Laughing Goblin, you're kind of torn where you want to spend the rest of your days. But nothing else there. When you move over to the one on the sort of out the westish side, it looks when you look too far to sort of the northwest, it's obscured by islands, so you can't see the inland stuff much. But sort of as you tilt that thing down towards the beach, you're sort of delighted to see Tyros and Alexandria sort of on the edge of a cliff. You see the three, the sort of barely peeking. You see the third of the entry areas from the beach, as well as that abandoned boat. So you now officially know that they are somewhere along the beach, having their own little mini adventure.
I turn to Dejarin and I say, nothing interesting unless you want to take a look.
And Dejarin,
yeah, why not? I'm always up for a view. Let me take a look.
All right. So Dejarin, I believe your vision is better, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yes, I have 120.
Yeah, so you look through the telescope, and it's like HD TV, which you don't know what that is, but your brain just says HD TV. Again, you see the same city of Flan. You don't necessarily get the tingles from Madame Fiona. You just are sort of like neither here nor there on the city. When you look out the west side, you also see Tyros and Alexandria, like up close. You have much better eyesight. It looks like they're getting ready to maybe descend some ladders. You also see that ship on, crashed into that area. It looks not particularly seaworthy, like it's had better days, and maybe it's stuck on some of those rocks. So even when the tides are in, it may still be stuck there.
I then turn to Gloria and say, "Yeah, you're right. I just saw Alexandria and Tyros down there."
Awesome.
Being that I'm not the smartest person, so.
So you guys sort of head into this room, and you sort of, as you walk back in, you hear through the wall on the north, you hear thump, 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 and that's it. All right. So now with that, we're going to unload you, and we're going to move to Tempe. And that would be the West Tower. Loading image. Bloop, bloop. Share record. And I think Tempe is the only one in this one, correct?
That is correct.
I had no idea you guys would literally divide up into every part of this all at once. So this is quite entertaining for me. So Tempe drops in. Let me drop him into the map. He comes in the door. Where the heck is the door in this one? There it is. Boom. All right. So Tempe is in the West Tower. The West Tower is located on one of the higher points of the island. It doesn't appear to have gotten much foot traffic or love in recent history. It's largely empty, save for dust, cobwebs, and the occasional sarcophagi, which is the Latin plural for sarcophagus, along the various walls. It seems that this may have served as some sort of a church or chapel at some point, but it's hard to say. If there was once religious artifacts or riches, they have been long ago removed. Dust dances in the light, entering the vast space. Your nose picks up the smell of freshly turned dirt and stone.
I'd definitely love to do an investigation check. Can I do one of the entire room, or do you want me to get specific in here?
No, let's do an investigation just first and foremost. I'll put you in the middle there.
I'll also go in there.
I'll take the free ones.
Wait, so who said that? Alexandria?
Yeah.
No, you can't go in there. You're all the way at the beach.
You're down with Tyros. It's I'm playing for Tempe as well.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you don't know any of this that's going on. So with your 5, what can I give you? Yeah, you know, just observationally, you see some, looks like digging tools. You see some stones neatly sort of stacked, you know, off to the north. You see several coils of rope. This is all just visual. I can't give you anything too deep.
Yeah.
It looks like, you know, just off the east wall, there's some sort of a large slab covering a section of floor. It's very decorative. And oddly, there's this rope that you can visibly see tethered to the wall and sort of running under the slab. There are no doors or entryways or anything else visibly that you can see. There's no other rooms to visit. It's just this sort of giant open air thing.
What about the sarcophagi? Can I attempt to open one or two?
Sure. So you just want to input. So I need you to roll a. Let's assume that you grab one of the tools and you're going to pry it open. Strength check. So there's 3 of them, I believe, and so you'll need to roll 3 strength checks. Let's do one at a time. Do the north wall first, and 18 with a 20. So with a 20, as much as you may want it to be true, you're sort of on your own. You're able to get the crowbar under and sort of pry it open. You can sort of peek in. The light sort of dances in it a little bit. There's nothing spectacular. It's like the remains of somebody or something are still in there. But you can't get the stone slab off. It's just far too heavy for yourself.
Fair enough. I don't think I'll bother with the other 2.
Well, with the 20, I'll tell you, it was the same for all 3 of them.
Cool. Is there a staircase or anything in this tower, or is it just a really tall tower?
No, it's just so this is not so much a tower as it is a sort of a round lookout sort of keep.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, just sort of a larger round room. We call it a tower because it does have that round bit at the end. So, yeah, if you want to do anything else, you need to be specific about the thing that you want to know, and then we'll have to roll an investigation check or whatever kind of check you're trying to do.
Yeah. Right now, I don't think so. I think it seems pretty empty in here, and as you said, there was some. Oh, actually, there is a just to the east of me. There is a. Can't tell if that's a rug or.
Oh no, that's the stone slab that you saw. There's a big stone. Yeah, it's a slab with that rope sort of running under it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, I would like to see if I can lift up that stone, or somehow lift up one of the stones where the rope is.
Okay. Let's see here.
Strength again?
Hold on, 1 second. All right. So, yeah, it's a strength. So it's a strength check, and you're going to just go ahead and roll it. Nice. So you reach for the slab, and as soon as your hands make contact with it, something feels a little bit off. Placing your hands didn't do anything initially, but as soon as you started yanking on that slab, you felt just lightning course through your body. So I need you to do a DC Constitution save. So a saving throw, because this thing is clearly magical, and you just tried to move it without its permission.
Where is the Constitution save? Is that actions?
Main tab on the right side.
Yeah, main tab right under the saves column.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
All right, so you failed your save. I need you to roll a 1d4, and then add the +2. This is Tempe, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got a 3 + 2 is 5. So Tempe takes 5 points of damage.
Oh no, I already added the +2. It was a 1. And
I'm good
on there.
Good on you. All right, so it's just a 3.
Just a 3.
That's better for him. So he's been zapped. So at this point, you sort of know that something's not quite right. So can you do me a favor and roll an investigation and an arcana?
Investigation.
All right, good.
And Oh,
Yes, that could have been worse. So, what your investigation tells you is that this stone slab is approximately 10 feet on a side. It's sort of bordered in worn glyphs. It has an indation, sort of the shape of a human hand, approximately 6 inches away from the leading edge of the slab. So you sort of see that in the upper left-hand corner. It radiates sort of a strong but faint abjuration magic. But because your Arcana check was so horrible, you really can't know any more about it than that. So let's end Tempe here, and who do you guys want me to do next? We can go to any of the other. Anyone? Who's up? Back to the beach. I'm going to go to the East Tower.
Yeah,
Lighthouse.
And I can go.
Okay. All right, so let's heading back to the...
Would you mind resharing the beach also? Because I got disconnected. Sorry.
Sure. Well, life is a beach. All right, so you guys are back at the beach. You guys should all be seeing it now. You can see down. The narrative has not changed.
I think Alexandria and I would like to enter one of these entranceways.
All right. So you're going to do a series of checks real quick for me. There's 4 ladders and 4 opportunities for each of you to fall to your death, possibly. No. The ladders are solid enough. I just need you to do I believe acrobatics is what I'm after. Or no, is it athletics? Hold on. Athletics. All we're looking for are no fumbles. You just have to get anything other than a 1. So let's roll for the first ladder.
Alexandria could just fly down.
She could, if she says that. All right, so you made it to the first level. I need you to roll again unless Alexandria is deciding to fly.
I'll just fly. Seems safer. My athletics is not that high.
Okay, Alexandria is just like... So, Alexandria, move... I'm going to unlock the map. Move it to where you want to fly to. And then
Which one do you want to enter? Should we enter the one that is close to the boat or the one that is...
I was also thinking close to the boat. Seems like someone would have gotten off and gone into the... Or can I like roll a like investigate or perception or something and see if there are any like obvious indications of where the boat person went?
You can after Tyros gets all the way to the bottom. All right, so I need your next athletics check. Oh, you already did, right?
I did roll it, yeah, and I just about fell off that ladder.
Okay, so let me move you to here now. 1 more. Well, the good news is you drop down. And Alexandria...
By the skin of his teeth.
So did you fly back over to where Tyros is?
Yeah, I misunderstood where the ladders were.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Let me lock the tokens again and put you guys there. So you guys are both at the bottom of the ladder. You can see the entryways to these places. We can't quite see in them yet. And then you see that boat. And Alexandria, you wanted to roll a perception check, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to see if there were any like signs of where the person who used the boat went.
Okay.
Well, good one. Yeah.
So, you guys made it down, down here. And you feel very uneasy suddenly. You don't see signs because there's no footprints to be seen, in the area proper. But from where you're sitting, it looks as if just from that tower on your right, It goes into darkness pretty quickly, but you don't see a lot of boot marks, we'll say. But you do see some sort of activity happening in the cave, right? Like so something has gone in and out, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's any sort of a person who would need a ship.
This is the east cave?
This is the one on the east side, yeah. The boat's too far away to give you too much insight, but from where you sit, you can see that it does look like the right side of it is sort of battered, and the sails are tattered and sort of blowing in the wind. Like this thing hasn't sailed in quite some time. What else can I give you? That's about it.
I would say let's do the east one.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So, give me 1 second. Give you some sea sounds here. You hear that old ship rocking in the sea. Little wind. Oh, that's way too much wind. All right. So you guys are now on the beach. So I changed up your sound set. All right. So go ahead and to go to the. You're going to the next one over to the left. Is that you said, or are you going to the east?
To the east.
East.
The one to the. Yeah.
All right. Move where you're going to move. Uh-oh, I'm getting a spinny thing. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. So you guys pop in there, and you're right in front. And, lo and behold, aptly named, as you peer into the abyss, this abyss peers back into you, as they say. And you see a marrow named Rutro looking back out at you. This is a big meaty thing. Let me share a picture. There is a picture for your perusal. Yeah. So you're face to face with a marrow, and he's not having it. He immediately looks, startled. Now you do have, you have the element of surprise. He didn't see you coming. So I'll give you a second to sort of strategize, because you are now in combat.
In combat. You use more ranged weapons, correct, Tyros?
I have both a decent ranged and a melee.
Okay, well then maybe we can just sit here and do a little stabby.
All right, so you have.
I don't know if you know a lot of.
You do have advantage. I need you both to roll initiative real quick. No one else needs to roll because you guys aren't in combat. And you just rolled an intelligence check.
Oh, I did.
Tyros, yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
Even better.
Awesome. So I will give you guys both an attack on the marrow if that's what you want to do. And then we will go into the normal combat. So you go ahead and do your strategizing.
Yeah, I think does not look friendly, and if it's anything like the sea hags we encountered.
It's much larger than the sea hags you encountered.
Okay.
Why don't you roll a nature check for me?
Let's go for it. Okay. Oh no.
Are we gonna go for it, or do you want to skedaddle out of here? Because it hasn't seen us.
Okay,
We've
wait.
got
Let's roll a nature check and see. My nature isn't great, but I. Ooh. Okay. Well, I can tell it comes from nature.
It exists. Roll yours, Tyros. Oh, much better. All right, so here's what you know, right? You know that marrows haunt coastal waters. They prey on fisherfolk, merfolk, and any other edible creature that crosses their path. These savage monsters snatch and devour unwary prey, hauling drowned corpses back to their underwater grottos to feed. Long ago, a tribe of merfolk found an idol of sort of a demigorgon at the bottom of the sea, and that's how they got transformed into the marrows. They brought that artifact to their king. Everyone who touched the idol became afflicted with madness, including the king, who decreed that a sacrificial ritual be performed to open a gateway to the abyss. The ocean turned red with the blood of the slaughtered merfolk, but the ritual worked, and the king led the survivors through the underwater gate to Demogorgon's lair of the abyss. So you got all this because you got such a high roll. The merfolk remained there for generations, fighting for their lives as the abyss warped them completely, transforming them into the hulking evil monstrosities that they are. Thus, the first Merrow were born. So these guys are coastline bullies. Whenever an opportunity presents itself, these will attack all creatures smaller and weaker than themselves, which you guys qualify as that. They dwell in these caves, oftentimes with treasures and trophies taken from their victims and sunken ships. They love to tie the rotting corpses of dead enemies and drowned sailors to strands of kelp to mark the borders of their territory. A little about them is they can breathe air and water. They make 2 attacks, one with its bite and one with its claws and harpoon. Their melee attacks have a +6 to hit, and they have a reach of about 5 feet, so they have to be within range. You both literally stepped within range. You guys are now in opportunity attack range. And they do, a decent amount of damage, 1d8 + 4 piercing. Their claws also get that +6, and, they get 2d4 + 4, right? They also have a weapon, as you can see. They wield a harpoon with a +6 to hit. That is 2d6 + 4 piercing damage, or they can use it as a ranged weapon, like a crossbow. It'll shoot anywhere from 20 to 60 feet against one target. And again, 2d6 + 4 damage. If the target, if who they're shooting is a huge or a smaller creature, so like anyone smaller than them, you have to succeed a strength contest against the Merrow or be pulled 20 feet towards them. Right, so like this thing will like
well,
go.
This doesn't sound great.
No.
So
not really. But you were warned, by the way. The DM did warn you that there was non-human.
My only thought here is, how big is its mouth? Does it have like a big maw? I'm pretty close.
Yeah, it's
I'm thinking I have the filter of love. I can maybe like chuck it in there and charm it, so we can get past. Since we do have advantage. You're saying no. Glory says no.
I mean, you can. I mean, it would have to be a targeted. You'd have to probably roll an 18. And it's because its mouth would have to be open. It would have to keep it open while the thing's flying towards its head. It's
I say, debate me, you coward. And as it opens its mouth to respond,
I will say, since you guys had the surprise, this thing will not have an opportunity attack if you try to flee. So if you want to use your action to flee,
let's
go
get
for
out
it.
Of here.
Well, I mean, one of you can fly away. The other one's going to have to make their way up some ladders or someplace else.
Okay. How about, can I distract it while Tyros gets away, because I can leave faster than he can. Because I can also use my cunning action to get out of combat.
So how far can you move, Tyros? You can move 30.
I can move 30.
You can do 60 if you're going to do a dash. So you can do 60 if it's a dash.
Okay.
So that would be, let's see. That would be, hold on. Right. to the first roll. Ah, why can't I grab you? 5, 10. So it's like 20 to the first ladder.
Yeah.
Then I need you to roll your athletics check. Don't fumble.
Second skills.
All right, so you succeed. So you're up the ladder. Now you can go 5, 10, 15 to this ladder. Roll your athletics check. At 7, that's fine. So that's so we're 15. That's 20. Now we have 20 more. 5, 10, 15. 20. That puts you right here. All right.
Okay.
So you're out of. You can go 60 feet, right? 5, 10. Yeah. So he can still shoot you with his harpoon. But he's being distracted by Alexandria. So where are you going to move, Alexandria? Are you going out and up, or what are you doing?
I mean, my temptation is to just try the other cave, but I know if I like go that way, then his attention is on us. I think I'm gonna like. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like fly out to the right, to try to give Tyros more time, and then I'll like circle back around after he gets out of range. So I'll go like.
So here's what'll happen.
Go like over here.
You get your. Are you dashing, or are you? Is this just a normal move? Are you flying 100
well, I
feet?
still have
or
advantage, right?
Or
oh, okay. Am I?
No, you don't have like this was your first act. Like you had one action to either attack or to flee without him having an opportunity. After you move, we will go to the combat tracker, which means it's Tyros' turn, then it's your turn, then it's Merfolk's turn. Tyros will want to get at least 60 feet away. You'll want to make sure that you're 60 feet away, and don't forget the Merfolk can move. Right.
So I'm sorry, or can I ask a clear? Like, can we like go into the other cave? Is that a way for us to exit combat?
No. Well, I mean, if you if you disappear, if you both hide, it'll exit combat.
Yeah, but there may be another one in there too.
Okay. All right.
Just move your character where you want to go.
Screw it. I'm gonna attack then. And then I'm gonna leave.
As soon as you attack,
I mean, it has a great.
Just want to make you know, as soon as it has an opportunity to attack if you flee. This is the only chance you have to leave it without it having an opportunity to attack. I don't care either way. Like I'm all for a good battle. Like, but I'm just saying, like it is what it is.
I'm not prepared for this one.
Okay. I will fly. I'll fly up over here.
All right. So you do. You fly, and you see this thing, sort of move forward. And sort of follow your path. In the periphery, sees Tyros, off to the edge, but does not get an attack yet because it's not his turn. You are now 60 feet away, which is within range of him, but he does not have line of sight because of the cliffs. So you have disappeared over the ridge. Tyros, it is your turn in combat, and
I am dashing the heck out of here and trying to put as much distance between him and myself.
Okay, so it's 15. So it's 15 feet. So you're dashing in, right? 15 feet to the ladder.
Yeah.
Roll your athletics check. 10. I can't believe you haven't fumbled yet. Okay, so now you're up on the ledge.
Saying that.
So that's at 20 feet. You have 40 feet left. 20, 20. You easily made it. So let's see here. I'm assuming you want the farthest distance between you and him, right?
Yeah, so I'm heading northwest.
Yeah, so you're right there. You're out of range. As you went up the ladder, this sort of you hear down to the left some splish splashing. And out comes Maclack. Sort of to see what the hell's going on.
Thank goodness we didn't go into that tunnel.
So you're out of range because of the cliffs from both of them, and flippers are not ladder friendly and they can't fly. So just from a ground battle perspective, you guys have the upper hand above. To shoot them, you'd have to be in line of sight for them. So just to give you guys that heads up. But you are no longer in combat unless you want to be. Otherwise, tell me what your next move is. And then we'll be done with you guys.
Yeah, I don't want to be in combat with these guys. Just the two of us.
Maybe let's leave. Sorry. Go ahead.
So you guys...
I was thinking that this would be another entranceway into the keep or something like that, but with the two of them there, I don't want to risk this.
Behind,
I think I'd rather rejoin.
Is it behind Rutrow? It looks like that. The tunnel sort of terminates at a bunch of rubble, at least for the one on the far east. So it's just sort of like his lair. And I'm glad you guys discovered Rutrow because he's my Scooby. Rutrow. Anyway. So are you guys heading inland, or are you heading back along the coast back to Thorn's Keep?
I'm thinking heading inland and regrouping. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, seems like this was a dead end.
Okay, so let me get you there, and then we'll move to the next group, and then we'll end it for the day. Interior. So let me just drop you guys on this. I'm not going to let you do anything other than give you the narrative. Inner Island. And tell me when you guys have it. The sounds of the sea fade away. Dropping Alexandria. And Tyros. All right.
Here we go.
So you are both there. Here's your narrative, and then we're going to move on. That's the wrong one. Blip, blip. And shared. Cool. And I'm going to have you aiming the right direction now. So you sort of come up, hot off of the almost battle. Let me remove this. Oops. Let me remove them from the combat tracker. Because so you aren't having to see the baddies and scare you. All right. So, while you... There we go. While you can't see the coast... That was a loud sound.
That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Threw my phone.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I'm not hearing any of that.
It scared me. It's Sirenscape. While you can't see the coast, the island is not so big, that you can't hear it. In the distance, waves crash. In the area, you hear the calming sounds of birds and the wind through the trees. There's a steady, thin wall of mist creeping across the area. Not so thick as to obscure anything scary, but not so thin as to give you comfort. There seems to be much less here than along the coast. You continually feel as if you're being watched or followed or tracked? ? So, here's where you'll start. You haven't rolled any perception or anything like that. You're just at, the inland part of this little adventure. And we can go from here in a moment. Or next time we play. I'm going to unload this. Up next is going to be East Tower, I believe. And get rid of that. We get rid of that one. East Tower, East Tower. There we go.
I was thinking, Malon, we should have a sound. Like if I caw, that means you should lie to us.
That was totally offensive in bird. No.
Was it? I'm sorry.
That sounds great.
Moo.
Yeah, I think just choose another animal. Like moo sounds great. They'll never know what you're talking about if you do that.
All right, so
I'll moo.
so as Dinjarin and Glory sort of, that you heard the 3 thumps on a wall coming from the whatever room is directly to your north. But interestingly, you didn't see a doorway there. And Dinjarin had said he has to drop, but he said what he wanted to do at some point.
If he wants to knock back, I'm not. Well, no, I might be okay with it. Like dun 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 dun. Dun.
Oh, when back to East Tower, I want to look into the chairs that seem to be shifted around recently. Is what he said.
So
Okay.
there's a knocking. Is it like a patterned knocking, or is it like just a knocking like
It's
like a ghost?
knock, knock, knock.
Oh, okay.
So 3 knocks. It wasn't shave and a haircut, but yes. And it came off of this wall. So you guys, you can put your ears up against this wall. And you don't hear any additional sounds.
Okay.
So he said he wanted to go out here and investigate the chairs. So he starts to probe and Dinjarin starts to sort of touch the chairs, and realizes pretty quickly that these seem sort of artificially placed here. So he goes ahead and one by one moves the chairs out of the way. And what's left is this sort of wall divider. So he takes a look at the wall divider, and it's like it just seems out of place. Like, why would you have sort of this room divider on a wall? So he knocks that damn thing down. And finds a door. And Dinjarin calls Glory and is like, "Hey, you know what? I found another room, and it aligns with where that knocking was coming from." So
Glory
opens.
sits on the couch and says, "Go right ahead."
So he opens up the door.
kidding.
It creaks open, and it's completely dark and windowless. And he walks into the room. Are you walking in with him or no?
No, I'm gonna stay at the door frame.
All right, you're at the door frame. So sort of, pushing aside the chairs, the room divider reveals a door. Good news. It's unlocked. The room is windowless and dark, and it seems to be an old storage room. You step forward and hear the clank of something metal below your feet. Looking more closely, you see that in the middle of the room is a trapdoor with a metal hatch. It's heavy, but it doesn't appear to be locked.
It does not seem to be locked, or it does seem to be locked.
It does not seem to be locked.
I want to see if I can sense any sort of magic on it or around it.
Roll Arcana.
All.
You have to be in the room for this, so I'll move you in.
Oh.
17. Yeah, so this does not emanate any magic. You feel it, you touch it, it's sort of cold to the touch because it's metal. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything magic going on here at all. Dinjarin would want to roll a perception check. And this is our last room for the day, guys, just so you know.
Yeah, I have a meeting.
We're almost done. Perception. So he rolls a perception check. And it's really crappy. And all he sort of takes away is he doesn't sense any evil or anything bad. He's super curious and wants to open up the door. So he looks at you, Lord, and he's like, "Hey, let's open this thing up." right? And you notice there's a handle on each side.
So what I want to do is do the same knock back, and then then we can see what happens, and then do whatever Dinjarin wants to do.
All right. What are you knocking on the floor or the wall, or what are you knocking on?
On the metal, or whatever the sound sounded like it came from. So if the sound sounded like it was on metal, then I want to knock on metal. But if the sound came from like wood, then I want to knock on the wood.
Yeah, you didn't pay enough attention to the sound to know. You don't remember it sounding very metally. It just sounded like a sort of a thump. It may have been even one of the barrels.
Okay, then I just want to knock around the wood, around, like right between, like right on the right side of just kind of do like a big knock, like knock, knock, knock right on the wood.
Okay. So you knock on the wood the 3 times. You try to match the rhythm, and you don't hear anything, but you do notice on the floor, slowly, something draws an arrow pointing at the hatch, and then writes the word "here."
Weird. I thought there was no magic in this room.
There is no magic in this room.
But someone
Spirits
draws
don't necessarily
an arrow.
emanate magic.
Yeah. So a spirit isn't magic.
Oh, is this Chob? Okay. All right.
It could be.
Okay, cool.
Roll an insight check and see if it's Chob.
All right. How would I know?
So you
How
don't.
would I know?
So you don't have any idea if it's Chob or not.
Okay.
So Dinjarin's like, hey, let help me get this thing open. So he knows if he tries to open it himself, he'll have to roll a strength check of 10. But if both of you do it, you'll each only need a 5.
All right. We can do that now or next time.
Let's do this. Let's finish this up, and then we'll be done with this right now. So he rolls.
Okay.
On his side, he rolls a 12. So his opens up, or his he can get his. Go ahead and get your strength check. It's on the main tab on the left hand side under abilities.
Oh, it's on the main one.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Is it on the right? Oh, abilities. Okay.
Yep. All right. So you both are able to open it up, which is awesome. Now you just need to roll a stealth check, which is under your skills. Let me get to his stealth. All right. So both of you, both of you had a 10 or lower. So yeah, you guys are opening these doors up, and then you like both drop and like clang 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 clang. So like it made a whole lot of racket. You hear this, you hear these doors sort of echo from below. So this is now open, and you guys see some stairs. So as the hatch swings open loudly, you see some stone stairs descending into darkness. The air rising from the opening smells fresh and clean. You think you maybe pick up the smell of incense, lavender, maybe sage? What hippie lives down in this cellar is your first thought. And with that, we end today.
Awesome.
Any questions or comments?
No, this has been fun.
You guys
We almost got destroyed.
Yeah, you guys crack me up, man. I thought for a second, Melan, I thought you were going to go at it. You were going to fight what's classified as a monstrosity. Now, don't get me wrong. You guys have fought bigger things, right? More powerful things than that. But usually like 5 to 7 of you against 1, as opposed to 2 of you.
That was a smart move. I ran away.
Yeah, and Stefanos, you have the 2 floors of the lighthouse to explore when we get back next time. So here's what's happening next time. Just so I can listen to this end of the YouTube video later and know how to start next time. Tyros and Alexandria are inland. They've just walked into a foresty area, and they have not done anything, rolled perceptions or anything else. Tempe has discovered and had his ass handed to him by touching some sort of a magical slab. He is in the west tower by himself. Stefanos is in the lighthouse, getting ready to sort of wind the stairway up to the beacon, and hasn't found anything too scary. It seems pretty well maintained at that point. She also is aware that Grim and Igan were working together, and that Igan asked Grim to find him as soon as possible. And finally, we have Glory and Dinjarin, who seem to have found a secret passage into somewhere, and through some encouragement of some sort of otherworldly spirit, has sort of like almost insisted, like, please go check out this place. And that is where we will pick up next time on the Smite Force Chronicles.
I learned
Thank you, everybody.
anything from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, what was that?
If I've learned anything from Harry Potter is that if it's cursed and if it talks back, you don't talk to it. I don't think we should have listened.
There was what was the girl's name? Like wailing somebody or moaning?
Oh, Moaning Myrtle.
Moaning Myrtle.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you got yourself a Moaning Myrtle.
Maybe Chob, Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah. So there may be there may be in some of your notes, if you start piecing things together between sessions, maybe you'll know a little bit more about what's going on. But you guys have unraveled. Holy smoke! I expected what you guys accomplished today. This would have normally taken you guys like 5 sessions. I mean, you guys literally
are getting better.
There is no stone left unturned on the island proper. There's nothing else to do other than what you guys have done. So you guys are going to fast track through this. It's exciting. All right. I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for playing.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Thomas, I sent you a Slack yesterday, too. I just need an e-signature.